Wow, HBO just dropped the first episode of The Last of Us titled When You're in the Darkness, and it was an instant banger. This episode set social media ablaze, unanimously being named the best video game TV adaptation yet, just off of one episode. Yes, watching this was like being a wife watching your husband playing video games because it was that realistic. Down to the dialogue, HBO kept it true to the video game and delivered an amazing episode. If you haven't played the games, this might be the best show you've ever seen if they are going to continue with this formula. One big change they did make to this, however, is the Outbreak takes place in 2003, not 2013. I do think this one thing is flying under the radar, and I can't seem to understand why the change other than the year being 2023 when they do the time jump. It just makes things so different when you've never heard Lean Back or My Boo. But seriously, a 10-year technological difference is a big deal, but whatever. I guess it doesn't change stuff that much. Speaking of 2003, let's jump right into the crazy zombie apocalypse scene, which might be the best ever done on television or movie. After Sarah is waking up by loud sirens and helicopters, she turns on the TV and sees a stay indoors warning and then proceeds to go outside after the neighbor's dog knock against the window, and that's the first jump scare because in the video game it was a runner instead. Don't know why she goes next door, but she is saved by Joel, and things get crazy when he has to kill the old lady from next door after Sarah's already being traumatized after seeing her munching on her husband. This scene is so crazy watching the emotion, and you feel the panic that Tommy and Joel are feeling as they drive through the panicking streets. Another change was instead of a car accident, which I was waiting for, it was an airplane crash, which was absolutely nuts. And you know where this leads us. Watching Sarah die for like the 10th time. It always sucks playing the game, and seeing it here hits even harder when you watching it live action, even though you know it's coming. This was absolutely brutal, and I still cannot understand why this random soldier is by himself with no one around, and after he shoots, there's no one there, and after he gets shot, there's still no one there. But I get it, the girl needed to die to really establish the stakes. The 20-year gap period, I thought they did well. The scenery looks crazy. You really get the feel like this is the end of the world and this is what it looks like. It's really the same aesthetic from the video game. Really love that they aren't holding back with the violence either. Really, my critique on the Uncharted movie was the violence didn't match the game. The Last of Us is not that. Seeing the horrific things being done, like some random child coming to a quarantine zone and being brutally murdered. Well, I don't know if it's brutally, but she was murdered, or he, whatever it was. Then you see Joel burning the body when a lady couldn't, having no heart, but this is life after 20 years. Pretty sure Joel's numb to it. Now, can we finally talk about Ellie now? The actress Bella Ramsey portrays Ellie perfect, from the personality even down to the swearing. Seeing where this character goes is something I can't wait to see. Also can't wait to see how the chemistry grows between her and Joel, because it's starting off rocky to say the least. I already know how it should turn out show-wise, but chemistry, I can't wait to see when we're talking about acting. Of course, with sneaking Ellie out of the quarantine zone, thanks to Marlene, the ending is great, but when they get caught by a guard, Ellie stabs him to avoid being found out about her status, which ends with Joel beating the guard to death, and Ellie watches with the peacemaker face. Then Tess sees that Ellie's test was positive, but Ellie pleads her case about not being sick, and they run away to avoid being caught. And that's my recap of the episode. Now, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on the notification bell, because I'm reviewing every episode of what should be an amazing series. See you next week. Believe until you make believers.